Pierre and I are going to ping pong. This is ping pong with Paul and Pierre.
That sounds fan. That sounds like a set. We just made up a segment just now. I think it's going to be carry over.
Guess what? Every Thursday, ping pong with Paul and Pierre.
Yeah.
Or ping pong with Pierre and Paul probably sounds a little bit better because it's the alliteration works a little bit better.
Well, I'll let the sponsor decide. How about that?
Yeah. Ping pong played by Paul and Pierre.
There it is.
There we go. Yeah. Ping pong played by Paul and Pierre. Say that 3 times fast.
I like that.
Yeah. Or ping pong played by Pierre and Paul. There we go. Ping pong played by Pierre and Paul. I'm going to get our voice guy to do that. And like the thing is, I'll have him say it like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. That's going to sound great.
Yeah. I'll have to call him and be like, hey, Jim, okay, here's what I need you to do. I need you to say it and say it again and then get frustrated, like as you have to keep saying it.
So you got to play that audio too, like the outtakes. I mean, we all love watching outtakes on TV shows. That's an outtake I would love to hear as he's reporting that.
But by the way, our voice talent is the best in the country. And I want to say that to Jim and John Cutler, who do all of our voiceovers and have for me for years wherever I've been working. I love them. They're great. They're very nice people. And they're Red Sox fans. So, we're all – they live in New York and they're Red Sox fans. So, enemy territory.
Love
okay. It. I'm going to start with here's how we'll do it. I'm going to say a team, and then we'll both respond to it. Then you say a team, and we'll both respond to it back and forth for the next 9 minutes, okay? Or until we decide to end it, until we run out of things. So I'm going to start off. First ping pong will be UNLV to the Pac-12. That's the first one I would go get because Las Vegas is exploding as a market.
Yeah, that's actually I did. That wasn't the first team off the top of my head. The first team off the top of my San Diego State, I think.
Okay,
still has.
They're in it already.
Are they? Wait,
yeah, they're in. They're in it.
Wait a minute. What are we?
San Diego, the teams that are the next.
They were in there already. Oh, I missed that. Okay,
yeah. So San Diego, Fresno.
Okay.
Colorado.
Got it.
Boise.
I thought for some reason they were on the outside looking in, which explains what a great answer that was in the first place. They were thinking like me.
Okay, so outside looking in right now, I say UNLV, Las Vegas exploding as a market.
That's where am I going here then? I'm reluctantly. I don't. Is Nevada? I don't think Nevada would be a bad.
No, I wouldn't. I don't think so.
I think Nevada would be. I mean, you mentioned SMU earlier in the show. I mean, they were lucky to escape victory in Reno just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
I think Nevada would be a pretty decent get. I mean, it's another market that's like the college town is it's college town. I mean, the team is the big ticket in sports. So I would go Nevada.
Okay, I will throw out your alma mater, San Jose State, who desperately needs a cash infusion, as you know. We had Brent Brennan. We've had Brent Brennan on the show a couple times, but I remember the first time we had him on, I asked how much better of a coach did you have to be when you had the lack of resources, and he gave this great answer about it makes you learn things that you never thought you learned before, and so it gave him strength. I would like for Ken Niumatalolo, who's the coach there now, not to have these problems where he can just say, yeah. You know what? Let's get new weights. Where right now San Jose State's like new weights. Like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna Rocky for this. We're gonna get you some really heavy logs and maybe some paint cans with cement in it, and a nice good stick. And there you go.
Listen, it has just been such an uphill battle, even though the program has been consistently. Compared to the previous 25 years, with the exception of the Dick Tomey years, the program has been pretty good the last handful of years. They're making bowl games. They're not winning bowl games, but I mean, they're bowl eligible in consistent years, which is a lot more than what I can say when I was there. So I just wish the fan base was just a little more involved. Mm-hmm. The stadium got a little bit of a redesign. It doesn't hold as many people as it used to, which is probably not a bad thing, but I think that's a program that I think that they could do, I don't know about well, but I think it's a program that should be at least offered an invitation into the conference. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
One team for me that I would say, I think And I hate to like, this is why I'm kind of like, well, is this just going to turn into Mountain West 2.0? But I mean, Air Force, I think, is a team, like especially football wise. Air Force is a team that has had some great athletes come through. They run a pretty good program. I mean, proximity wise, they're pretty close. I think Air Force probably should get a look.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's one of the teams that's been mentioned. They're playing here. I'm sure they're getting in a plane today to come down here. As a matter of fact, talked to Troy Calhoun just a couple days ago. Smokey had a great interview with him. I'm one that, like, I get why, the Army and Navy, Army's no longer an independent. They're in with Navy now. Like, they're in the conference. I want good things for the service academies. Like, so if there's more games on TV where you can see Air Force, there's more games on TV where you can see Army and Navy, and those things get better, I'm all for that. So, yeah, and Air Force is consistently pretty good. I think they're going to be in a bit of a down year this year because they lost 10 starters on offense. And, look no further than Michigan or Washington to see, like, yeah, that no matter how good you are, like, using 10 starters on any side of the ball, like, sucks. Right. You know, so, but yeah, I would love to see Air Force. I would love to see Air Force. All right, I'm going to throw this one at you, and this is the furthest east I'm going to go. I'm going to say Memphis.
Interesting. Okay.
Now, I think that the ACC should take Memphis once Florida State and Clemson leave. I don't know if they're that smart because that's a market that gets them into Tennessee in the second biggest market in Tennessee. It gets them into FedEx and all that. But I do think that the Pac, whatever they are, will see that FedEx money and go, hey, if we get more TV money, then that's better. And they'll go get that. But we'll see. I honestly think Memphis is a great choice for them.
I had one team in mind, a little bit of a, I don't even know how to describe it, but yeah, in terms of going east, the farthest east I was going to go. I wasn't going to say Hawaii just because of proximity, because I don't know if I would extend the invite.
That's not really proximity, though. It's a 5-hour flight for everybody, even the closest that are. Yeah,
correct, absolutely correct. What about UTEP?
UTEP, no. I would say UTSA or Texas State.
Both of those two first
would go before.
I would actually. That's even better. I like UTSA better.
Yeah, UTSA is in San Antonio. Look, UTSA is in San Antonio. Texas State's in San Marcos.
Right.
It's like San Marcos is Austin, San Antonio. So you get that whole kind of like right in between. So that gets you into Texas,
especially if Texas State beats Arizona State tonight.
Yeah. Then you got So there you go. Like I would try to get into Texas if I could, and maybe that's the furthest east I go. But if I could get Texas State and UTSA, and then I have 2 Texas teams in the conference, and I can guarantee everybody at least one game in Texas every year where you can go and recruit. I don't think and I also don't think if you did that, if you just said, all right, if we are going to go get the next schools and leave Memphis out of it and leave Cal and Stanford out of it, because again, until the playoff thing is likely. But if we're going to get schools and create this better conference, now granted, all these schools just joined different, like Texas State just kind of joined the Sun Belt, and UTSA just joined the American. So it might be problematic, but I would go get, some of those schools and say, yeah, UTSA, North Texas, Texas State, like come in a package over here. And if they do get that, if they do somehow pull off this guaranteed playoff spot, they're going to have more teams than they realize coming to go get them. That's the biggest thing, where for right now, for Boise State, San Diego State, anybody else who joins Colorado State and Fresno State, what's the difference? Like you actually have a better chance of getting into the playoff by doing this and joining up with Oregon State and Washington State.
I think the new Pac-12 would only stand to gain by having one, at bare minimum, one team, if not 2 teams from Texas. 100%. I like UTSA better than UTEP for sure. If Texas State ends up being the team, I'm okay with that too. I'd prefer UTSA, but if Texas State is in there too, I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, no, I think that is something that they need to consider. UTSA has a very growing fan base, and they've really adopted the team.
100%.
They adopted the team. Like, if you want to talk about sports fans, look, here's who sports fans in San Antonio love unconditionally. They love the Spurs. They love the Cowboys. They love UTSA.
Yeah.
And then then there's your smattering of, I went to a different school in Texas and I live here, and fans of that, but they really do love UTSA. Like they love them.
And Paul, from a media market perspective, San Antonio is a top 35 market with a huge population that would do well in terms of numbers. I think that would be a home run get for the Pac-12.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think so. I'm trying to think, is there anybody else we need to get to? Well, no, it's 2:00, so we can't. Save it for next time.
Have it.
Well, Pierre, it's great to see you again.